Hello and welcome to the summer session of Accounting 295. In this brief introductory presentation here, the goals are as follows. I want to introduce myself to you and give you a little background about me if you haven't had me in a class before. Talk a little bit about how my teaching strategy will be employed for an online asynchronous course such as this. We'll look over the syllabus in terms of how you get points, homework, and that sort of thing. I'll cover the topics that we're going to cover in this class, and then last and probably most important, what's the purpose of the class? So my contact information is as follows. My name is Professor Tim Madeley, so you can reach me at my school email. I monitor that all the time. I will be working as the interim chief financial officer for the university this summer, so I'll be on campus, and I'm happy to meet with you either in person on campus, or we can meet on Zoom or by phone, whatever's easiest. So just reach out to me if something isn't making sense and you want to get together. And then lastly, there's my cell phone number, so you can reach me that way as well. So don't hesitate to text me if you've tried emailing me and you don't get a reply right away. I just ask that you identify yourself when you text me. So a little bit quickly about my background. I went to Tacoma Community College and then I transferred to the University of Washington, where I got my degree in business administration with a concentration in accounting. Shortly thereafter, I took the CPA exam and passed it, so I've been a licensed CPA for a long time. I was the controller for Big Toys, a playground manufacturing company. So I created budgets, did monthly financial statements, presented them to the owners of the company, did forecasting, cash flow planning, a whole variety of different things. And then that company was acquired by a publicly traded Danish company called Compan. And I oversaw the financial operations of that company as well as all of their production in North America, so factories and warehouses and supply chain management. So very interesting job. I did that job for 12 years, and then I purchased a portion of the company from them and became an independent business owner. That company being the original company I had worked for, the product line Big Toys, which you may have seen in schools and parks and things like that. So I owned that company and ran it for 7 years, and then I sold it to my largest competitor, and I took a career change. I earned my MBA and started teaching part-time at different colleges. I became a full-time college professor about 10 years ago at SBSCC. I started teaching here at St. Martin's in 2019 as a full-time professor, and I earned my PhD last year. So my teaching strategy for this course is a little bit different than in person, but I try to make it as close to in person as possible. So I will record lectures like this for each chapter. Try to keep them under 30 minutes so that you're not watching something for too long. At different points in that lecture, I'll stop and say, please do this in-class practice assignment that'll be based on what we just talked about. And then you can look at the solution to see if you got it right. And so I'll say, pause the lecture and do this problem and then come back, that sort of thing. Your homework then is you would do that right after you watch the lecture, and that's going to be very similar to that in-class practice. So you can look at the in-class practice it'll all be uploaded to Moodle, the template that you'd use and the solution. You could look at that, and that'll help you with your homework as well. I would suggest that you print out the PowerPoint before you listen to the lecture in 3-slide per page format. That'll let you take notes while you listen to the video, and that'll kind of help keep your mind focused on what it is I'm saying. So, and the big thing is no surprises. So the homework will be like the in-class practice, and the exams will be like the homework. So no gotcha there. So homework is to be completed on worksheets that I've provided on Moodle. So you'll upload them, and then I'll provide the solution at the next day. So um, the course calendar that I proposed is a very fast pace. There are 13 chapters in this course, so to get through it in 6 weeks is definitely a fast pace. So you can see it's going through 3 chapters each week. I know during the summer everybody has a lot of different things going on, work and other classes and all of that. So I'm not going to consider anything late in this class until our final. Everything has to be done by the final. So look at the course calendar as my suggestion for how I would work through this material if I were you. You'll retain it better if you kind of go at it in a steady pace as opposed to wait till the end and cram, that sort of thing. But I'm not going to assess penalties for late work. I just ask that you communicate with me so that I know you're on board. So there are 3 different exams that each cover a third of the book. Because this is an asynchronous online course, they are untimed and open book. They'll be available at the beginning of that week, so you'll have any time during the week to work on it. And then I just ask that you print, scan, and upload the exam by the date shown on the course calendar. So the keys to being successful: 1, complete all the homework. You'll do much better. Homework isn't worth a lot of points, but you will do much better on the exam if you've done the homework yourself. So I'd suggest reading the material in your textbook before listening to my lecture. I think that you'll retain what I say better if you kind of have prepared the foundation for that. Definitely take notes using the printouts that I mentioned earlier. Be organized. Have a binder. I mentioned there are 13 chapters, so you can get 15 dividers, and that'll make it really easy to find things. And you'll probably want to look back at material in this class when you're in your next class, which is intermediate. If you need help, ask. I'm absolutely wide open for you this summer, so please don't hesitate to reach out if I can help you in any way. You can also try the tutoring center. So the topics to be covered in this course, so I'm going to talk about financial statements and business decisions, talk about investing and financing decisions in the accounting system, and then operating decisions in the accounting system. You see the focus there is really on decisions that are made in companies and how the accounting system supports that. Then we'll talk about adjustments to kind of fine-tune the financial statements, preparing the financial statements, and then the closing process at year end. I'll cover communicating and analyzing accounting information, reporting and interpreting sales, revenues, receivables, and cash. Those 3 things are all connected to each other. Reporting and interpreting cost of goods sold and inventory. So if it's either a merchandising company or a manufacturing company. I'll talk about reporting and interpreting property, plant, and equipment, intangibles, natural resources. So then we'll talk there about depreciation and those sort of topics. Talk about reporting and interpreting liabilities, including bond securities, kind of a less usual kind of long-term liability. And then reporting and interpreting stockholders' equity, followed by doing a statement of cash flows, and then analyzing financial statements. So the purpose of this course and the design of it is such that it's intended to be a bridge to get you from the survey of accounting course you've taken to be prepared to take intermediate accounting. We found a lot of students would sign up for intermediate accounting, and they would struggle and do poorly on the first exam and worse on the second exam. And we felt that a course like this that was very much dealt with hands-on accounting was something that was important to prepare you to do well in intermediate. So our focus is going to be on doing things on pencil and paper. That's why I'm not using Connect for this class. I don't want you to know how to click on something on the screen. I want you to, with your hand, create journal entries, post them to a general ledger, and then use that to create a trial balance and a set of financial statements. So over and over again, we'll be going back to kind of the mechanics of accounting, regardless of which subject we're talking about. That'll be the focus. So thank you for your attention. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you again in the lecture for Chapter 1.